The Great Meadow, a story of two lions, a hyena, a tiger, and an elephant. Once upon a time, far away in a sunlit land, there was a great green meadow. The meadow was wide and full of soft grass, colorful flowers, and gentle streams. The sky above was always a bright blue, and the air smelled sweet like honey and rain. All the animals of the savannah lived nearby, but 5 animals were the biggest and bravest of all: 2 mighty lions, a clever hyena, a strong tiger, and a gentle elephant. The lions, Luma and Leo. Luma and Leo were the 2 big lions. Luma, the older brother, had a golden mane that sparkled in the sunlight. He was wise and calm, and his deep roar echoed across the land. Leo, the younger brother, was playful and curious. He had a thick mane too, but his eyes were always bright with mischief. Every morning the 2 lions would rise with the sun. Luma liked to stretch in the soft grass and watch the world wake up. Leo loved to chase butterflies and roll in the wildflowers. They were strong and brave, but they always looked out for each other. The hyena, Hazi. Not far from the lions lived Hazi the hyena. Hazi wasn't big or strong, but he was quick and clever. His fur was patchy, and he had a laugh that sounded like music on the wind. Hazi was always full of ideas and stories. He could find his way through the thickest grass and the tallest reeds, and he always knew where to find the tastiest berries or the coolest shade. Despite what some animals thought, Hazi was kind and helpful. He loved to share his stories with anyone who would listen and was always ready to help his friends with his quick thinking. The tiger, Tara Deep, in the shady trees at the edge of the meadow lived Tara the tiger. Tara's orange and black stripes glimmered in the dappled sunlight. She was as graceful as the wind and moved so softly that you could hardly hear her paws on the ground. Tara was quiet and thoughtful. She liked to sit by the stream and watch the water sparkle. Sometimes she dreamed of distant lands, but she loved her home among the trees most of all. She was strong, but her real power was in her kindness and her gentle heart. The elephant, Ilani. Ilani the elephant was the biggest of them all. She was wise and gentle, with soft gray skin and long, graceful tusks. Ilani was the heart of the meadow. She helped keep the streams flowing by digging little paths with her trunk and spread seeds of flowers everywhere she walked, so the meadow was always blooming. Everyone respected Ilani, and when she spoke, even the wind seemed to listen. She was old and had seen many seasons. She loved all the animals and always tried to bring them together. A new day, a new problem. One morning, the meadow was peaceful and golden. Luma and Leo were napping together under their favorite tree. Hazi was watching ants build a hill. Tara was sunbathing on a big flat rock, and Ilani was playing with her reflection in the river. Suddenly a loud rumble shook the ground. The earth trembled and the grass waved. Ilani lifted her trunk and listened. The birds stopped singing. The rumble came again, louder this time. Out of the forest stumbled a herd of zebras, eyes wide with fear. "Help, help," they cried. "The river is blocked. The water is stopped." Ilani raised her mighty voice and called the animals together. "We must help. If the river is blocked, the whole meadow will dry up. We need everyone to work together." The 2 lions, the hyena, the tiger, and the elephant gathered in the center of the meadow. The journey to the blocked river, Ilani led the way, her big feet making soft prints in the mud. Tara prowled beside her, silent and strong. Luma and Leo followed side by side, their tails flicking. Hazi trotted ahead, sniffing the air and listening for clues. They followed the dry riverbed until they found the problem. A huge pile of rocks and fallen branches had blocked the river. Water trickled through, but it was not enough for all the animals. Ilani said, "We must move these rocks and branches, but some are too big for me to move alone." Leo looked at the pile and said, "Let's try together." Luma nodded, and together the lions pushed against the biggest rock. But the rock was heavy and it wouldn't budge. Tara tried to move the branches with her strong paws, but some were stuck under the rocks. Hazi darted around, searching for a way to untangle the branches. Ilani used her trunk to lift the smaller rocks and throw them aside, but she couldn't reach the ones buried at the bottom. After a while, they were all tired. The sun was hot and the work was hard. A clever plan. The animals rested under a shady tree. Hazi spoke up, his voice soft but sure. "Maybe if we all use our special strengths, we can solve this problem. Ilani, you are the strongest. Luma and Leo, you are brave and work well together. Tara, you are graceful and can squeeze into small spaces. I am quick and clever. If we each do what we do best, maybe we can clear the river." Ilani smiled. "That is a wise idea, Hazi." So they made a plan. Ilani would use her strong trunk to lift the biggest rocks at the top. Luma and Leo would push at the heavy rocks together, just as they always played together when they were cubs. Tara would slip into little spaces and pull out the sticks and branches that were wedged in tight. Hazi would be the lookout, searching for weak spots and warning them if anything was about to fall. Teamwork in action. They went back to the river and got to work. Ilani lifted rock after rock, her trunk strong and steady. Luma and Leo pushed together, using all their weight to move the largest stones. Tara slipped between the rocks, her stripes blending in with the shadows, pulling out tangled branches with her teeth and paws. Hazi scurried ahead, finding the easiest paths and warning his friends to watch out for sharp stones. Together they worked as a team. With every rock they moved and every branch they cleared, the water trickled a little faster. The river began to sing again, bubbling and sparkling in the sunlight. Finally, after hours of hard work, the last big rock loosened and rolled away. Water rushed through, cool and clear, filling the riverbed and splashing over their feet. The meadow cheered as the river danced and sparkled. The zebras came back, and so did the antelope, the giraffes, and all the other animals. They laughed and played in the water, grateful for their new friends. A celebration in the meadow. That night, Elani called all the animals together. Today, she said, we learned that everyone is important. With strength, courage, cleverness, and kindness, we can solve any problem together. The two lions, Hazi the hyena, Tara the tiger, and Elani the elephant sat side by side. They watched the stars come out, shining softly above the peaceful meadow. Leo purred and nuzzled his brother. Today was hard, but I'm glad we did it together. Tara smiled. I liked being part of the team. Sometimes even the strongest need a friend. Hazi laughed his musical laugh. Every animal has something special to give. Together we are unstoppable. Eleni flapped her big ears. Let's make a promise, she said. And no matter what happens, we will always help each other and look out for our friends. And the animals nodded and their hearts were full. The meadow's promise. From that day on, the meadow was full of happiness and peace. The two lions played together by the river, racing the wind. Tara wandered under the trees, sharing stories with Hazi, who always had a new joke or clever idea. Elani watched over them all, her wise eyes twinkling. When the rain fell, they sheltered together under the umbrella trees. When the sun shone, they chased butterflies and rolled in the grass. The river always flowed cool and clear because their teamwork had saved the meadow. And when the stars shone bright each night, the two lions, the hyena, the tiger, and the elephant would gather by the river, knowing that together they could do anything. The end. May you always remember, with friends by your side, no problem is too big, and every day can end in happiness and peace. Good night, dear one, and may your dreams be full of meadows, rivers, and friends who help you shine.